What's going on, nation, and welcome to Ask Scott and Sean, episode 14. Boom. See those bubble letters?
You did that.
I did that. I did the rest too, by the way. Now remember, guys, if you have questions you'd like to ask myself or Sean, go to ScottHermanFitness.com under members and go to the Ask Scott and Sean page. And on that page, you can ask your questions and also review previous Ask Scott and Sean episodes. So, we have 3 questions for you guys today. You ready, Sean?
Yeah. Let me add something first. Again.
He likes my hat.
Always the talking. So I wanted to mention this to the people who might look back and say, wait a minute, they're saying different things than they said before. They seem to have changed their mind, and I want people to realize that may happen through time. If you look at my political record, which I really don't have much of a political record, I may be as consistent as Ron Paul, maybe not. But honestly, when it comes to fitness, science, and stuff like that, I'm very open-minded. Scott's open-minded, so we may learn new things. We may change our opinion, but try to just stay with us. If you keep track of the series at all, don't say, oh, these guys are a bunch of contradicting idiots, because we're very open-minded and we want to evolve as far as learning and information goes. So try to keep an open mind with us, and we'll try to steer you in the right direction.
Another thing that Sean changes a lot throughout the series is his hairstyle and his face features.
I changed my face features.
If you look at the tabs and on the Ask Scott and Sean's, you have bald Sean with no beard, bald Sean with beard, long hair with no beard, long hair with beard, and today we're long hair with barely beard and some sideburns.
So be sure to vote on which look you like best, because it's being watched.
Yeah, and remember, guys, the fitness industry is changing all the time, and I think it's a great point that you had just made, that sometimes we might go back, look at previous videos, say something a little different, but more or less along the same lines.
Yeah. I saw someone say, oh, I'm unsubscribing because if you look back, they're contradicting themselves. And it's like, okay, I contradicted myself. I apologize. I may have learned something new. Yeah. So go ahead, unsubscribe.
We like to learn.
Or subscribe.
Yeah. Don't unsubscribe, because we enjoy learning new things and actually giving you guys the most up-to-date information.
Let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started. Question 1 is from Sean. You didn't write down the Hermanite name who asked the question.
The 1, 2. Yep, I forgot that one. I forgot the 2. I erased this one. Don't have that one.
Well, okay. From Hermanite number 1. Hi guys. I've started doing planks, and I would like to know how many times per day/week it is okay to do it. Right now, I've started a week ago, doing it 1 time per day for around 3 minutes. Is it okay, or is it too much doing it so often? Thanks. Well, a plank, in my opinion, is a great core exercise that I don't really see how you can overdo a plank. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could do planks during commercials while you watch TV and hold it as long as you can.
Yep. There would be, as far as that plank, if you're talking about plank on your elbows, that's what I call plank. You really can't over-stabilize your transverse abdominis.
Realistically, you could keep your core flexed all day as you walk. That's what I used to do. Still do.
What you can do, so if they're holding it if Hermanite number 1 is holding it for 3 minutes, that's a bit long at this point. You may want to try to advance the actual stabilizing exercise as it is.
We have a couple videos. We have a regular plank video. We have the advanced plank. You put your elbows on an exercise ball. There's the advanced that way, then the super advanced where you just roll the ball forward a little bit. You'd be surprised how much an inch or 2 forward with your elbows will make your core go
you
nuts.
Still be stabilizing TVA on that, but that becomes a movement. If they're interested in that stabilization, what I would recommend is either bring it up to a push-up stabilizer or separate your feet, or start to extend your arms out more and more.
That's a good idea.
The further away from your body you get with your limbs, the more tension you're going to put into the core of your body.
I mean, the core can handle a lot of abuse. If you want to do planks every single day, you can do planks every single day. It's not going to destroy you. It's not going to make you super tired. It's not like you're overtraining. I mean, realistically, if you work in a boxing yard, or not boxing yard, if you work for UPS and you're lifting and moving stuff all day long, you're using your core all day long. So what's the difference?
A little bit of a difference, but...
Well, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I do.
Obviously, it's a little... Doing a plank, you're on the floor, and UPS, you're putting boxes in front of my house.
Yeah. Don't get mad at me.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to do your plank, if you want to do it every day, I mean, like I said, one of the best things to do is to utilize, a lot of people watch TV, and when I was a kid, I would do push-ups and sit-ups and planks and stuff like that during the commercials. My dad had told me a story. My dad tells me all these crazy stories. He can tell you everything. But he told me a story about a football player who was like a college football player. I don't know his name. It's irrelevant. But basically, he was lazy and liked to watch TV, so his coach told him just to exercise during the commercials and doing stuff like that. And it helped him. It worked. That's the story.
This is the end of the story. Question
Let's go to question 2 from Hermanite number 2. Hey Scott, I want to start off by saying I love your YouTube videos. They are really helpful. My question today is about overtraining. I have been going to the gym almost a year now. Typically, I'm there 5 to 6 days a week. Usually, day off, usually midweek. Some people say it's too much. What's your advice on this? Should I rest more often? My goal being to gain mass as I am 65 kilograms, 5'8", trying to get to 70 kilograms. Looking forward to your reply. Thanks. Now, I know Sean's going to be able to tackle this. He's going to be scratching at the door to answer it. But I want to say one thing first, and I notice this a lot on the Facebook community page. If somebody will post a question like this, and they'll say, hey guys, I train 6 days a week, is that overtraining? And then people will just automatically start answering the question. But what is the question really telling us? Nothing. Am I overtraining if I work out 6 days a week? What if they go into the gym and they do like bicep curls one day, like a chest press one day, and barely do any exercising? Is that overtraining if it's 6 days a week? So realistically, we need to know what you're doing, how hard you're pushing your body to see if it is overtraining. And how do you feel? Because I notice more that I've been saying it. People have been asking questions on the community page, and they'll have like 20 answers, and I'll be like, okay guys, but we don't even know what their goal is, so you can't answer the question. So overtraining, working out 5 to 6 days a week, I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah.
We're doing good.
Overtraining, people, I tend to think that people think it's easier to overtrain than it is. Like, I see some of the Hermanites, I see people all over the fitness industry, especially, when beginners are giving advice and stuff, be like, oh, make sure you don't overtrain, without actually having a real idea of what overtraining is and how hard it may technically be to overtrain. Now, I have seen personal trainers that overtrain their clients initially who are super noobs, and that can be really dangerous.
Overtraining is relative to your level of fitness.
Yes, it can be relative to your level of fitness.
If I went to the local gymnastics studio and did the top athlete's gymnastics routine for a week, yeah, I'd probably be overtraining. My body would want to die. But I'm not up to that level yet.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I think the important point here too is he's trying to gain mass, and if you're trying to gain mass, you can gain mass working out 4 to 5 days a week. I tend to think 6 is a little bit much. If you're really having trouble gaining mass, obviously you have to up your calorie intake. Mm-hmm. But generally,
there's a lot more factors that would come into play before overtraining.
Yeah, generally rule of thumb, what I tell people is cut back to 3 days a week. Focus on some power days, mm-hmm. and increase your calorie intake. At that time, you can add a 4th day if you feel like you really want to do some more work. But if mass is your goal, if that is your singular goal, then pull back on burning the calories and start adding more calories.
He didn't mention anything about decreasing body fat. He's just trying to get his weight up 5 kilograms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Sean's pretty spot on with his answer. If you guys want to increase your weight, you need to work out. You'll know if you're overtraining. You'll be able to tell. Your body will be like, listen, dude, I don't want to do anything today or for the next month. because you're just gonna feel like crap.
If you want to increase your muscle,
Yeah.
you gotta work out. If you want to increase your weight, you can just sit around and eat.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. We want to increase your muscle mass. So, Hermanite number 2, we don't think if you're doing 5 to 6 days a week of training, we're not necessarily overtraining. You just got to be relative to your level of intensity that you're at right now, how much you're eating and how much you're sleeping. Also, should we talk about the splits too?
What's
Body part splits that he's doing?
What's he doing for
He hasn't mentioned body part splits. See, that's why you guys got to go to the Ask Scott and Sean page. You need detailed information so we can answer your question. Because if you would have said, I'm doing legs every day, you'd be like, yeah, you're overtraining your legs.
I'd say, is he overtraining? No. I'd say, should he cut back if he wants to gain mass? Yes.
Yeah, could be burning too many calories because he's doing 5 to 6 days, but we don't know exactly what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, Hermanite 2, if you are doing cardio, if you're going to do it a couple times a week, maybe 20-25 minutes low impact on an incline, it feels nice. But if you're trying to gain mass, like you said, you're going to be in a caloric deficit if you do too much, and you won't gain muscle.
Hermanite number 2 and 1. Feel free to go on the page if you recognize your questions and let us know who you are.
Yeah, and then
I might have deleted your email.
See what happens. I give Sean a little responsibility.
Yeah.
And this is what I get.
It was late. I was sleepy.
Which is why I did the bubble letters. If that was Sean's, it'd be like he'd forget the S. I'm just kidding. All right. Question number 3 is from Alexander Hoy from the Philippines. What's going on, Alexander?
What's up?
Hi, Scott and Sean. Good day. Well, I like this one. To begin with, just want to let you guys know that both of you guys rock. I also like imitating Scott's thing, and it works for me. Sorry, I just spit all over him and my computer. I've been working out for 6 months since the day I started watching Scott's videos. My original goal was to build muscle mass and was able to nail it down. My arms got bigger and was able to make my chest grow. I work out 4 to 5 days a week and barely do cardio, 10 minutes just to increase my heart rate. Now I've noticed that I still have some body fat on my side waist and I weigh 157 pounds. He means the muffin top, side waist. Standing 5 foot 6 inches, 34-inch waistline, and I'm 21 years old. I've calculated it, and it's approximately 19 to 20% body fat. I'm currently changing my goal to reduce that to at least 7 to 10%, but I don't know where to start. I can change my eating habits too anytime, so where should I start? I also crave for that 6-pack abs. P.S. Scott, please keep making videos. All hail Hermanites. And now one last thing. If Scott is Captain America, then Sean can be Thor. Sean does look like Thor. He got his Thor hair on right now. I thought he was going to say Bucky. Sean can be Bucky.
Bucky. Who's Bucky?
Captain America's sidekick.
He doesn't exist.
But he becomes Captain America. And then he is also the Winter Soldier.
How can he be a sidekick?
He doesn't die in Captain America.
How can he be a sidekick if he becomes him?
Because Captain America dies and Bucky takes over. And then Captain America comes back to life because he was shot by a plasma ray that Dr. Doom gave some chick, and it put him in an alternate universe, and then Red Skull pulled his body out of the alternate universe and took over his mind and became Captain America. And then Captain America had to fight the Red Skull in his own head to get his body back. And then once that happened, he was back.
That's so crazy.
It's intense. All right, now back to the question. All right, so what was the question? I got all excited about my Marvel superheroes.
How to
He wants
lose the muffin top.
Okay, he wants to lose the muffin top. All right, first things first, meal plan. Alexander, not sure what you're eating right now. However, if you need to get on a different meal plan, which you do because you're going to be eating a little differently, you need to put yourself into a caloric deficit if you want to start trimming down some fat. However, you want to maintain as much muscle mass as possible. So what we want you to do is go to scotthermanfitness.com, check out the meal plan system we have there. It's going to teach you how to eat. It's basically going to allow you to input your height, your weight, your age, and your body fat percentage, which you have all those things you just listed in your question. And the meal plan is going to give you an idea of what you need to be eating along with your calories as well as your macro and micronutrients.
Sorry. No, but you've said this all before.
Yeah.
So they know about the height and weight thing. But the real important thing once you get to the meal plan, if you decide to use that, is I think obviously to know your resting metabolic rate. From there, you'll be able to figure out kind of where you're around for a daily.
And there's ways to find your resting metabolic rate. You can search online, Google.
Yeah, exactly. You can find it. We'll put it up on here if we remember. But you can figure out kind of how many calories you burn a day, so what it will take to maintain where you're at right now, and what it will take to lose. So just because you put yourself in a caloric deficit doesn't promise that everything that you're going to be losing is fat. Mm-hmm. So I think one thing that he may want to start to pay attention to once he gets the meal plan is figure out how much fat is in his daily diet. And just for a rule of thumb, basic, what do you say, he's 5'6" or so?
5'6".
He's 5'6". So I'll definitely, I would say, let's start by taking you just a little bit under 100 grams of fat a day and see where that starts to bring you. See if that after a month, if that starts to come down.
It's probably going to put him in like 65, 25, 15, like carbs, protein, fat. Well, actually, no, maybe 55% carb, 15.
Oh, percentage.
Yeah, 15% fat. And the rest would be protein.
Yeah, and whatever it does, I mean, it's a matter of adjusting macros, adjusting calories, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, if Alexander, if you really want to make sure as you trim down, you maintain your lean muscle mass, what you're probably going to have to do is keep track of your body fat percentage every 3 to 4 weeks. That way you can see if you're losing muscle or fat. And if you're starting to lose muscle, make adjustments so you don't lose as much. And it's very important.
It's actually it's a little bit harder to lose muscle than some people think. That's another thing in like the fitness industry. I started realizing over the past few years is people like, oh, you don't want to burn muscle. It's like the body's not really programmed to really want to burn a lot of muscle. It wants to burn. It doesn't want to, but it will burn some muscle when you put it into that state. But your body really wants to burn fat, especially once you start eating the right way and working out the right way. Mm-hmm. So also add some compound movements.
Well, let's move on into what his workout should be. So your eating obviously is going to have to change. Now the workouts. So you're going to want to start doing some total body movements, okay? The compound stuff is going to help you get a more efficient workout in a shorter amount of time. And you're also going to burn more calories because you're utilizing more muscles at once. That's what a compound workout is all about.
Try some supersets, try some circuits. So a superset, doing 2 exercises back to back, boom, 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 boom. Keep going. Kind of fatigue yourself out. Try to stay around 10 rep range. Work out for hypertrophy. Yeah, just do circuit. A circuit would be good. Non-stop circuit. Boom, 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 boom. Like in 20 minutes, you can get a lot done if you don't stop.
Yeah, we have a lot of our videos actually recently have been like 15, 20-minute workouts that you can do at home or at the gym, where they're circuit type workout where you go through maybe in 5 exercises and you do 4 to 5 circuits. Which a circuit is when you go from the first exercise to the last and then you start over and do it again. Yeah. Like even that glute workout like that we put up the other day. I mean that hurt. I was hurting.
Yeah, I mean, basic stuff like add some jump rope, add some pull-ups, Mm-hmm. Add some stuff that's a little bit tougher than the normal just curls for girls.
Make sure you're warming up before you do these workouts too, okay? A great thing to do if you're at the gym is a quick 10-15 minute warm-up on the cardio, get the blood going, maybe do some active stretching. You can do some stretching in between the exercises too that you're going to be doing. And if you're having a hard time finding the right workout for you, utilize the body diagram on ScottHermanFitness.com, because as soon as you click on total body under the routine section, all of our routines pop up, and they pop up in beginner, intermediate, and advanced categories. And then once you start getting familiar with the routines, you can mix match all the exercises and start to build your own too.
Mix match it up.
Mix match!
Hey, am I loud enough for you this time? Am I loud enough?
You're doing pretty good.
Am I being quiet?
No, you're good.
Because I wasn't thinking about it this time. When I think about it, I do fine.
Well, now that
I can totally enunciate so you can hear everything I'm saying. Good.
Well, now that Sean has the power of Thor, according to Alexander, I mean, he has a pretty...
Need a hammer.
He has a booming voice.
I will crush everything with my hammer and fists.
All right, this video needs to end. All right, guys. That's your Ask Scott and Sean episode 14. I appreciate you guys all asking your questions. We try to switch it up as much as we can from week to week to try and get to different types of just categories within the fitness industry, but there's so many. So if your question hasn't gotten answered yet, We will get to it. We get emails every single day, and we do our best to sort them out and pick the ones that we think are going to help the most of you. So, that's Ask Scott and Sean, episode 14. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like my Prospect Hill hat. And as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys.